Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wasn't gonna make a video today, but I was painting, and Spirit said you got to talk. So I come. I wanted to discuss a few ideas. I'm gonna make it in two parts, not to make it too long. But it's that all souls are being incarnated. We all incarnated here in service. It is very important. We came here to awaken humanity. There's a lot of sacrifice in choosing to come into this reality. For we choose to come into the samsara, but it's been a long time. It feels like a long time in the cosmic eternal light and love of the infinite creator. It's just a drop of time. It's just a drop of time in the eternal consciousness. But it's like this lifetime is the breakthrough lifetime. It's really it's a movement of consciousness. That is what this ascension is about. There are great celebrations that awaits us as we become fully aware. And it's like this whole, we've been assembling pieces of a puzzle, and there's just a few more pieces missing. For there is, once the puzzle will be fulfilled, the condition for our true self, our divine I am self will be one whole picture, and it's like it is God that's putting all the pieces together, and we're very close to finding those final pieces. For that, we need to realize that the true light that we're looking for is hiding behind the shadows. There is love behind fears. There is great success behind the doubts. Behind every shadows there is a great light. And so the Master of Wisdom, explained that the shadow, the darkness that's been turned into light, is the light of the light. We are serving the universe in making making the effort to face the shadows. So because energy just is, always has been, it is just consciousness, eternal consciousness. Yet we chose to forget that, to let our consciousness and to let go of so much of our consciousness, and then we follow the spiral of ascension. It is transformed through a plan that's been pre-planned, pre-designed with our soul, and through many lifetimes. And for each dimension is holding one octave of creation. Every dimension is a specific lesson, an aspect of the laws, virtues, and qualities of the divine that we need to learn. If we miss a lesson, we always have to come back and get it. So just do not be in a hurry. And when we're ready, God opens the door and things happen. So for we are seeking to provide our infinite creator of the greatest experience, to give as much as all of our heart and self into this exploration of the inner self, to provide God as much of an experience. Since he lives with us, we may as well utilize it. And also very important is that we're moving into a quantum reality, and so it's like Spirit has forbidden me to speak about problems. Because unless speaking about a problem will help it, assist it, solve it immediately, then not talk about it. Because in the quantum field, the law of things, the law of quantum physics, when we move into the quantum, before we can move into the cosmic, everything we put our energy in is really what happens. So if we talk about the problem gets bigger. If we talk about what is wanted and what is coming for us, as we know, as we make sure that we know, we feel, we think, we feel the freedom that we're seeking, then it will accelerate the process for it to manifest. For time and space reality is relative to each collective that lives within it. And if we were projected into a very advanced planet and our present day condition, we wouldn't feel or see anything. It would be no difference. So the work has to be done from within. For it goes from dense and heavy, like so dimension, to light and subtle, like the realm of light and life. For we can only access a dimension that we are synchronistically aligned with, that the dimension that's already awakened within us. Yet we all have this. We've all been awakened to many levels. So it's just about creating this vibrational match to tune into the frequency, and then we'll know that we are aware there in those dimensions. Well, call a few oracles. The past is elevation. I know, although it's in the past, I know I'm looking forward to this ascension, this elevation, to be able to access the highest realms of consciousness. I have accessed it only in a fragmented way, so little time, but eventually it becomes permanent. The situation of now is love. For it is all about accessing higher octaves of love. And in the future, there is the coming, is the mission. What we're studying now is energy, is the one energy, the one love, light energy of the infinite source. And what's coming is the fulfillment of our dreams. So continue to dream. Do not be concerned on how, be concerned on what. What is it we want? For the Venusian came in through a channel. There was an interesting message, and they opened a door within my heart. It was very interesting. I knew my guides showed me these wonderful things within the heart chakra, but they opened this door, and now it's all open, and every day it's opening a bit more. It is like this dark bubble. The heart was like completely this bubble was completely invisible. It was just a dark, and now there's a crack, and when you I looked in it, it's like this starry realm. There's all kinds of magical and wonderful cosmic realms. For there is even the celestial realm or the cosmic realm, the earth realm, the subconscious below, but I sang them and I continue to work with them. Eventually the God self will break through all that. It's like it's unavoidable, but when the time comes, when we go to sleep, we go through the black hole at the bottom root of our being. And our consciousness, what we call human consciousness, is moving into eternal consciousness. We're no longer in space and time. Sometimes our higher self, this higher consciousness, is able to send us a little message or a dream. Or for the expansion of the heart is relative to the evolution of the God self within us. So it's very important to continue to feel and to clear up the heart and to continue to expand our heart center, our heart communications. And so I continue to ask for freedom, for not everybody's at the same place asking for the same thing. For me, it's like freedom, internal and external freedom is very important. But to have freedom, we need to be responsible of our vibration, of our minds, of our words, of our actions, of our frequency, to learn that. And we need to understand that self-mastery implies self-sacrifice. So we have to help ourselves, help others, and help the planet. This is really what we came here to do. To sacrifice lower energies to move on to higher energies. But even if we go back to old cycle, we have to let go of guilt and culpability and judgment. For it is important to know that we can still be making progress even if we go back to old cycle. It's like for it is the ascension is about letting, when we become aware, it's like all those shadows are overwhelming, and so it's all about letting go of blame, shame, guilt, judgment. Very important. So I'm going to pull a few cards. I'm going to make this message in two parts because it's kind of long. I took on a few notes. For the highest wisdom is regeneration. What we need to, which is a cellular regeneration. There's going to be the biobeds that are going to be coming. We're going to be able to regenerate in like less than an hour. We'll be like young. Everybody will be young. We'll be healthy. We'll be free of negative habits. It's going to be quite amazing. But they're no longer, they're not yet available in the physical realm. We have to ask for it to come into, when we sleep or when we meditate, we can go into those beds in the inner earth, on the ships, on the light cities. What we need to understand is into the sea. How do we jump in? How do we make this quantum leap? What we need to do is the time of departure. We have to. It's going to be moving forward. It's moving forward, and the outcome will be trust in ourselves, trust in life, trust in the Creator, in the Creator's plan. Put everything in the hands of God. God can do a lot for us. There is eventually we're going to become aware of the logos. The logos are the descension. God fragmented Himself in order to create and to administer the many realms of this universe that is so big, sub-universe, and then super-universe. And then there is sub-logos and sub-logos and sub-logos, and we are sub-logos, just the sun is a sub-logos. And so eventually we'll come to get nourishment from those logos. All is alive in the universe will come to realize that. So they may not be biological like us, but life is everywhere. Everything is consciousness. Everything is the beingness of the Creator. And so for those fragments are created descension, and there is like an ascension of God consciousness self, and from a biological standpoint, the physical father, Adam, the material son, then the constellation father, then the creator son, then the master spirit of paradise, then the supreme being, and then eventually we'll discover the universal father. But so God has created those bridges to assist us. For spiritual gravity which is light and love. Spiritual gravity is an energy that brings everything back to the source. But the spiritual gravity is not more. There is no more spiritual gravity on paradise than there is on the earth. It's just the being on paradise is so much more sensitive to the spiritual pull of the eternal sun. So the gravity is a fully dependable force, whether it's the force of attraction or it's the magnetic force or the physical, even physical gravity. It's fully dependable. Yet there is within the infinite spirit, this property of anti-gravity. So for spiritual gravity, it's like the more a planet is advanced, the less they are subject to physical gravity and more to spiritual gravity. And so we're moving from linear to the absolute gravity, the absolute pull to return to center. And so for the ascension, the condition for ascension is self-forgiveness of all our personal shadows. I mentioned that before. For right now, we're going through the force density. So the illusion is bigger than before. It's becoming very, very polarized. So we shouldn't. We need to find that point of freedom, the point of light, where everything is united to the fifth dimension and beyond. So for the infinite reality of the universal Father is an act of faith. It is an assumption for everybody. Only the eternal Son and the paradise and the infinite Spirit know the Father as an infinite and know all the plans of the Father. For everybody else, an act of faith. For there are great beings that became one with God that have a lot of insight. Yet for everybody, it's like we assume that our eternity depends on God being God. That's the only reason why everything exists. And so I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to continue to paint. I hope more and more artists will make art about bringing the consciousness of God, the awareness of God. And so I'm going to sing a song. I wasn't really sure what to sing, so I took a few of them. Maybe I'll sing this one. And I'm going to make a second part. I'm going to put it up tomorrow. And so it's called "The Man Who Sold the World." We passed upon the stairs. We spoke of what and when. Although I wasn't there, he said I was his friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for form and land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed a gazeless stare. We walked a million hills. I must have died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? Not me. I never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Well, very soon we're gonna move back in. For me, it's just practicing music. I know it doesn't feel very serious to sing like that, but it's good. It's practice. It's just practice, and then when I'll be ready, I'm going to get into more serious application. For it is by practicing that we get better in any event, in all things. So it's better to do and fail than to not do anything, because we'll never learn otherwise. So I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I thank you for your donations. And if you want a private session, you can send me an email. And today is the card of the decision, the Archangel Jophiel. Free yourself from anything that prevents you from moving forward, needing to purify. unjustified worry induced by the lack of trust in yourself. So putting these things in the hand of God, free the birds, allow yourself to be free, to let go of whatever. We have to let go of all that. All the matrix is very important. As we tune into the divine light and reality, we allow eventually this light will submerge, will surround us, and will be so powerful, like like people they will feel this light body. So. Well, thank you very much. I leave you in the infinite light and love of the Creator, and I will return tomorrow. Thank you very much, Adonai.